Welcome to this tutorial. Today we're going to learn how to build ChatGPT app without writing a single line of code. So let's get started. Step 1. Visit bubble.io and sign up for a free account using your Google account. Once registered, you'll be directed to a page where you can create a new app. Give your app a name and click Create App. For this tutorial, you can skip the application assistant. Step 2. It's time to add the ChatGPT API. Go to the Plugins section and click Add a Plugin. Install the top plugin called API Connector. Next, head over to platform.openai.com/overview and sign up to create an account. Once your account is set up, navigate to the API reference and select Chat. You'll see a curl code displayed. Copy this code and return to Bubble. Add another API and click Import another call from curls. Paste the previously copied code to import it and name it ChatGPT. Now, we need to replace the default API key with our own. Head to the OpenAI platform to view your API keys. Click Create a new secret key and copy it. Replace the API key in Bubble with your newly created key. Using the curl code we just pasted, we'll be employing GPT 3.5 Turbo with the default prompt set to hello. Test if it works by initializing this call. If successful, it will return values from the call. Check the raw data. It shows the number of tokens used, and the crucial part here is that ChatGPT sends us a response for our hello prompt. Next, decide what data should be shown in the response. Select the Ignore field option for all data except for message content, as we want to display only the message content in the response. Click Save. Change the fixed hello prompt to dynamic values using uncheck the private box for key prompts and check the private boxes for headers. Finally, test the new settings with a different prompt to ensure everything is working correctly. Step 3. Building the user interface. First, navigate to the Design tab in Bubble. Here, you can double-click on the blank page and change the background style to a flat color. For this tutorial, we'll use a gray color. Next, head to the Layout tab and set the container layout to align with the parent. This will ensure that all the elements we add to the page are properly aligned. Now, search for an element called Group and apply it to the page. With the group element selected, change the container layout to column and set its alignment to the middle. To customize the appearance of the group element, go to the Appearance tab and click Detach Style. Change the background style to a flat white color and adjust the border roundness to 20 for a more polished look. To create a title for our app, add a text element and click Detach Style. Make the title centered and bold, ensuring that it stands out on the page. Align the title to the center in the Layout tab. Then add padding all around in the Group Layout tab to improve the overall appearance. Now, let's create a box for users to input prompts. Use a multiline input form element and align it to the center in the Layout tab. We will also need a Submit button for users to send their prompts. Create a button and detach its style to change its color as desired. Align the button to the center in the Layout tab, and in the Appearance tab, change the button text to Submit. The input form and button appear too close together. Add some margin to the button in the Layout tab to create more space between the elements. Finally, the title seems too small. Click on it and deselect the fixed width box. Go back to the Appearance tab to adjust the text size for a more balanced look. This completes our user interface design, ensuring that all the elements are visually appealing and easy to use. If you found this tutorial helpful, please don't forget to hit the like button. This action will help YouTube recommend my video. Step 4. Adding workflow to the elements. First, we want the app to send user prompts to ChatGPT when they click the Submit button. To do this, right-click the Submit button and select Start/Edit Workflow. This will automatically take you to the Workflow tab. The first box indicates what happens when the Submit button is clicked. We need to connect this action with sending prompts to ChatGPT. However, if you search for ChatGPT, you won't find any actions available. To fix this, go back to the Plugins tab and configure the ChatGPT plugin to be used as an action rather than data. Return to the Workflow tab and add this ChatGPT curl call action. Now we need to define where the app gets the prompts to send to ChatGPT. Go to the Design tab and double-click the input box to give it a unique name. This helps avoid confusion later. Copy the input box name, go back to the Workflow tab, and select Insert Dynamic Data for the prompts. Paste the name and choose Value. This ensures that when users click the Submit button, the app sends the prompt in the input box to ChatGPT. ChatGPT will return an answer, but we need to display it in the app. To do this, go to the Design tab and untick the visibility box for the group element. Duplicate Group A and rename the two copies as Group Prompt and Group Answer. Hide Group Prompt and edit Group Answer by deleting the input form and replacing it with a text element. Change the text to a distinct font and align it to the center in the Layout tab. Select Group Answer and set the content type to text since we'll be displaying text responses from ChatGPT. Click the text element, insert dynamic data, and choose Parents Group Text to display the ChatGPT response. Change the button text in Group Answer to Ask Something Else to allow users to input another prompt later. Now go back to the Workflow tab and finish the whole workflow for the Submit button. Step 1. Send the prompt from the input form in Group Prompt to ChatGPT. Step 2. Hide Group Prompt. Step 3. Display the ChatGPT response in Group Answer by selecting Result of Step 1 choices and clicking First Items Message Content. Step 4. Show Group Answer. In the Design tab, ensure that Group Prompt is visible on the page load, while Group Answer is not. Finally, allow users to input another prompt after receiving a response by adding a workflow for the Ask Something Else button. Step 1. Hide Group Answer. Step 2. Display Group Prompt. Step 5. Previewing the app. Now that we've built the app, it's time to preview and test its functionality. Start by previewing the app. Now it's in debug mode. To test it as users will see it, remove these text from the URL starting from the question mark and press enter. Let's test the app by asking ChatGPT for a joke. If the app works correctly, you should receive a response. It works. Next, test the Ask Something Else button. It works too, but with one issue: the previous prompt remains visible in the input form. To fix this, go back to the Workflow tab and select the Submit button's workflow. Add a new Step 5, selecting the Reset Relevant Inputs action. Test the app again by refreshing the Preview tab. Enter a prompt. Click Submit. And then click Ask Something Else. And that's it. You've successfully built a ChatGPT app using the Bubble no-code platform. For more AI-related content, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.